instance. Does anyone need... I don't think anyone actually needs to make any changes to their characters.
I've been considering giving up drinking.
Yeah. So I don't know what we decided. Did we decide that procs are worth 10 points each? I guess we did.
I don't recall ever hearing that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So originally, if you played like games like Iron Claw, stuff like drinking and Streetwise was an extra D12. And the problem with that was it's a problem with randomness. If you only make one roll and that one roll doesn't work, then you might as well have a 0%. So making Streetwise like a D12 bonus to a roll, but if the GM only has you make one crime roll, it didn't do anything, because if it rolls like a 3 or less, which it's going to do 25% of the fucking time, it didn't do anything. Changing to the proc system, which eliminated some other rules, of just saying, fuck it. You have Streetwise, you get +1 success at any roll, I don't give a shit. Solve that problem. But then we started doing procs as a different category than gift. And on the one hand, the problem I have with making procs worth 10 points is some of the procs in the game are not worth 10 points. Like, I think like trucking probably isn't worth 10 points. But on the other hand, I don't want to do granularity on this stuff and have some things cost different amounts of points than others, because that confuses the game. So that may wind up where we have a... right. I think what we might just do is make them worth 10 points and say fuck it.
Same value as a gift.
Well, that's what they would be if it was like, if we were playing like Urban Jungle, they'd be 10 points and it'd be an extra D12. Right. On this version, they're an extra success, which as a double-edged sword, that they're an extra success, but they won't help you with a duel. So if you're Streetwise, you get +1 success on rolls to recognize criminals, but it doesn't actually give you, if you have to debate them, like negotiate or do presence with them, it doesn't actually give you a benefit on that, because it doesn't help you win the duel. But that was, I think we just decided, like I think that's worth it, because now it works correctly. Now if Avery wants to go do crime things, Avery can do any 1-point success crime activity, no questions asked, which makes more sense from a narrative POV. So I guess they're worth 10 points. So I guess if you sell it back, you get 5.
Yeah, what I was thinking was that I've given up my nights of going out drinking.
Yeah.
In order to play the game more, and I would sell back carousing, get the 5 experience, I guess, which would put me to 11 experience total.
All right.
And buy Automat Remote.
Right. Another thing that's missing is I haven't filled out the spell list, and I think one thing I would like, if you guys like doing extra work, is I'd like to get a listing of powers and abilities that people want to see in the game. Stuff that you've seen in MMOs or stuff that you've seen in anime. Like I have in my head, but I haven't put it in the game. I definitely want something in the game called beam dueling, which is the ability for you to shoot a beam and an enemy to shoot a beam and have the two of them hit each other, and then the two of you scream at each other a lot.
Yeah, cool anime moves.
Right. Well, it's a very gamey move, and it's something I never see in tabletop gaming.
Then 10 episodes pass.
I guess because a lot of simultaneous actions don't.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be beam specifically. It's in like any anime or movie or anything where they cross swords and they hold their swords against one another and have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Avery, you had a question?
Just added that, and then 10 episodes pass.
Yeah, and then 10 episodes pass.
While Namek explodes in 60 seconds.
Well,
10 episodes
Namek
from now.
It's more power's off the charts. I need bigger charts. I'm remembering back when we actually made the charts. Flashback. God damn it!
Well, to be fair, though, the creator said that he made power levels so high just to emphasize to you, the viewer, how ridiculous the concept of power levels are.
Oh, I forgot my drug. Yes. So also we are using the variant rule of skill marks. So if you want to spend 4 experience points and buy a D4 in something, you can go ahead and do that. I know I keep. It's so weird because I said that I don't understand. It's weird that I get pushback from players on this. Maybe I'm just too weird because I mentioned like we're using that rule and it's a variant rule. We can use it, and I think you guys are very much like me, where you're formalists. Because when I mentioned that, the players seem a little confused. Whereas in the world that you guys link me to of Critical Role videos, people are just making shit up all the time, and no one seems to bat an eye. So if anyone wants to buy anything,
I think the thing that I bought recently was just to increase like a D6 to a D8 for like either, I think it was like infotech. Because I felt my questioning was a little low or something.
okay. Because I think when we last left you guys, we were also on a cliffhanger too.
Very much so, yes.
Because 2 strangers showed up at Crime
Zeus.
at Crime Guy's place, Rahul 121, if that is your real name. Showed up at his place, and he altercated with them until he no longer was altercating.
Yeah, I suddenly had to egress.
Right, because of panic soak, which is a rule that I still remain very proud of. Do you have panic soak because of your type, or did we give panic soak to everybody by default?
I think it's type because I don't have it.
Right. That was an executive decision. I have been running into people who have been. I'm not entirely happy about it, but I have been running into people who have been complaining for years now. People have been complaining, how come I can't fight anymore? I should be able to fight to the death and commit suicide. So now it's part of your type.
Damn it, stop trying to kill yourself, Kermit.
Was looking for the art assets in the chat so I could put them in the game so we have something to look at. There we go. Importing stuff in here is so difficult. Anything else? Anybody? Guys, once again, I'm apologizing. I haven't had time to update the gear yet.
That's just as well. We're in the real world and about to die there, so it's okay. We'll get back to it.
They are.
I mean, now that I have artists lined up who are actually meeting deadlines, it's like, holy crap, we can actually, put in some really nice art. Okay. Oh my god. Sorry. Alright, how do I force you guys to my window? There we go. Did that work?
Yep.
Yay! So you can see nice artwork by Rudy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to go ahead and colorize this. I'm influenced by Madhouse, so I'd like to think this has a Madhouse vibe going to it, but I don't know if that's coming through. The animes where they have very heavy black inks.
I don't know.
It's definitely got that kind of feel to it, then.
I mean, my favorite Madhouse one doesn't have heavy black inks, but it has psychedelic colors, so...
Actually, the super heavy blacking shading kind of reminds me of, like, a very early D&D illustration.
Yeah, well,
Very, very gently reminds me of it.
That's kind of the school I come from, where I come from, being an old person, I come from traditional media. So a lot of my art will be biased towards, pen and ink and heavy styles, which works great for Myriad Song, but I worry that my tastes in anime might not be in line with a lot of the modern sensibilities in anime. I'm more likely to look at stuff by Obare or Slayers. I'm a big fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has crossed my mind that I might be, a little out of date. But hopefully these characters here look like the kinds of characters that you would see. Especially, now, with the Chthonians, we need to specify that they can look like monsters, so they can look weirder. I think Avery's character in the game, I know he's playing Chthonian, but I forget if you were playing one of the Naga Chthonians or one of the more troll-like Chthonians.
Neither.
Oh. What does your Chthonian look like?
I didn't even realize that there was a specific type to choose from, so nope.
Well, there isn't. They can you can go through the cosmetic menus and choose weird monsters. So the artwork that we're providing in the game is Chthonians are supposed to be are influenced by chaos, so they can look like pretty much anything. But you may have noticed here that in the illustrations, like number 1 and number 4 here, that one thing I am emphasizing in the artwork is chaos. They're asymmetrical. They have weird horns. They have those crusty growths that you see in the anime that I watch.
Let's see. I don't think any of these particular ones are the ergodic robotic ones at all.
Number 5 in this one is supposed to be a robot. That's why she has the hollow eyes. I don't know if the artist has made the puppet face.
I guess like the kneecaps could indicate a little bit of that.
Yeah, and also her face. She only has. They only did one of the drop lines on the face, not the other one. So maybe I'll correct that in post.
It would be very, very subtle then.
Well, there's gonna be more touch-ups.
Yeah,
so,
there's gonna be more.
And also that's the wizard. So the wizards don't look, more.
I can link you to my character, but it has character sheet nudity.
Okay, well we'll look at this later. Or you can send it to me privately. Because it helps influence the artworks. Like number 7 here, the next to last on the right, like that's very like old school face design. Like that's very much like we're getting in like Miko Takahashi territory. Like I don't think they draw eyeballs like that anymore. Oh, and I scrolled too fast. Sorry, guys. If you hit the scroll bar too fast, you'll get locked. You'll lose the window.
Oh dear.
Okay, so we can have a few more monstrous types in the oh, I forgot! It's the anime thing where there's wings on your butt. Wings go all the way down to the butt. But not wings actually on the butt. That's not a Lucifer thing. You guys have all seen Devilman Crybaby, right?
Oh, yep.
Wings everywhere! Just wings all over the place. If 4 wings are good, then
everything wings.
yes, 4 wings are good. 8 wings are twice as good. Which reminds me, we haven't been putting wings on anything, so I guess we need to go do that. But I was doing more of the weird. There are. There are so many math jokes in this game, and no one is getting any of them. So I'm just cracking up. I don't know why I do this, but some of this is just for me. I mean, literally, some of the game is drawing marbles out of an urn, and that cracks me the fuck up. I don't think anyone else even cares.
I noticed that one, but I didn't. I wasn't absolutely sure if that I picked the right thing up.
Yep, it's the archers are called stochastics. I haven't put in like random walks in the game. The game, and that's part of the conspiracy that's going on. That the game is based on math, because we're going for the anime type thing.
But at the same time,
Remember,
this is
kids,
why I
math is evil.
kept telling you that you should put a thesaurus at the end, not thesaurus.
A glossary.
The glossary, yes. Sorry.
Which is not out of the question. I think we could do that. It makes the book bigger. It also like is going to make me laugh because I used to make fun of games in the '90s about that. But hey, people like that sort of thing. So I'm stoked. Now we need to draw like more normal Japanese people, I guess. So yeah, so well, that killed some time. Because I think when we last left our brave heroes, Avery had altercated with the criminals, and the rest of you guys just went to your jobs, right?
I believe so. Or maybe we're coming back for them. I'm not entirely certain.
I took out the trash
Well,
for some reason.
Well, it's construction. You have to make a lot of stuff, and then there's stuff that you have to get rid of.
I'm a maintenance guy.
Oh, you're the maintenance guy?
I'm a maintenance guy, and for some reason I was a janitor last time.
Okay, I don't understand how you get maintenance and janitor. Like, they're the same thing, right?
They aren't the same thing. I was a houseman for 2 years, and all I did was take out the trash. I understand what the difference between... Because the job site there also had a maintenance guy. He never took out the trash. He repaired shit, because that was his job.
Right. Well, they had you doing that because who's Griffin? Are you the construction guy or the
I'm
IT
the hacker.
You're the hacker. So
we
you're
both
hacker,
work at the
IT
same
guy.
business. Yeah, we work at the same business. That's why we're friends. He works in computers and business, and I actually repair the building.
Okay, because Rahul's a career criminal, not a hacker, but a criminal, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and Griffin's an IT guy. Does that mean Arcloid is the hacker?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Right, we have two different kinds of criminals in the game. Okay, so Rahul had who might have been cops show up, but it turns out they weren't. Arcloid, you actually are you not currently working any crimes, are you?
Well, probably just stealing credit card numbers and people's identification so he can, have money.
Okay, and you other two guys. So, and you other two guys just went to work because you gotta pay those bills, get that bread. Yeah. So I think the most exciting thing that happened was Avery had Rahul had two weirdos show up at his house, which he has abandoned. But you did manage to grab something before you left, right?
Yep, the hacked headset.
Right, the hacked headset. But you had your escape route in mind. Once again, you're a career criminal. So, and I think fled somewhere else. And I think you just fled into the night. So, Rahul, what would be your next option after you fled into the night? What would you do?
Considering that I know that these guys aren't actual guys now because I smashed one I smashed the face of one of them in, and it turned out to be a camera.
Yeah.
So I am going to assume that their presence, the weird box that I found at the factory that had human-shaped padding in it, and the hacked headset have something in common. And I will attempt to contact the rest of the uh, team to let them know what happened.
Okay. So you get out one of your burner phones, or the burner phone that you. I can imagine like you open your bag and go, "Wait, which burner phone did I use to contact these guys with?"
Yep.
And then after a minute, you find the correct one. Let's see. You ran off into the night. I'm guessing that you would be. Well, most of the game takes place in the Kansai district. I believe you actually. Let me see. Here we go. Link. Okay. Okay, so this is right here in dead center is Kansai Prefecture. I forget. Is your safe house like near the waterfront?
It is in some old factory building or warehouse, something like that.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I think you are, and this is the Kansai district. Okay. Well, yeah, if I remember correctly, you're in Wakayama Prefecture somewhere. So not too far from the subway line in case you had to leave quickly. So I assume you can just go ahead and find a lighted place, like a 24-hour convenience store or coffee bar or whatever, so you can at least be visible in case something happens, and then go ahead and make your calls.
Yes.
Okay, which means that the instant messengers, or sorry, the SMSs are going to light up on everybody's phones.
Oh, what's all this?
You guys wanted to play the game, but there's a patch installing. Yay!
Oh, right, we were waiting on a patch.
Guys are waiting on a patch. They're telling everybody, no, we had to do update patch. Turns out somebody found that one room that has all the items in it. It turns out if you,
won't know anything about that, huh?
you put on
Weird.
heavy armor, you can glitch through the wall and get all the developer area stuff, so we gotta fix that.
So we did get the message. What did the message exactly say?
But Rahul, are you warning these guys, or are you telling them to meet you somewhere? What are you telling them?
I am definitely going to warn them that there is something weird going on, and to meet me as soon as possible.
You had already just called me and told me to meet you elsewhere.
Well, then this is what's going on, and that wasn't me calling you, it's me calling you now.
Rahul, let's see. Actually, Arcaloid, what skills do you have useful in sussing out if this is the real Rahul?
That would be questioning, and I don't have it, but let's.
Well, I'd like you, before your character gets incredibly paranoid, I'd like you to go ahead and make a roll of mind and questioning.
Well, I'll just be rolling mind on that. So let's see.
But I'm not done with the boosts. I'm going to give you a D8 bonus because you know Rahul. And Rahul, you can try to assist Hashimoto in believing you. What skills do you have that will be useful in convincing Hashimoto that you are actually Rahul?
Well, I definitely have criminal influence now. That is one thing.
But unfortunately, well, actually, yeah, he is a criminal. But I'm not sure you want to tap that just yet. Actually, wait, you have Streetwise, don't you?
We both
do
do,
have
I think.
Streetwise. Yes.
Okay, then Rahul doesn't even need to roll. That's another D8 bonus because Rahul's just going to claim one success from Streetwise because you're both criminals.
We both know the lingo.
Right. So yeah, so this will turn it turns into some Yakuza mini game where you have to choose the right catchphrase or whatever. Thick as thieves, I believe the expression is. All right, so you would roll your mind and 2d8. Okay, you are convinced that the second person who is contacting you is Rahul. In which case, what's the story with the first one? And you can also share that that wasn't. I assume that when you guys use burner phones, you don't use unlisted numbers from burner phones. You actually would let the other person know the number is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rahul, says this number is good. The other person contacted you from a different phone number.
No, he contacted me through either an IM or some kind of program
That's
like that.
right.
It was on.
He contacted you through the Vital Hearts IM system. Dun dun dun!
So,
My bad.
So let's see here. Katsu will say,
So-
no, Hashimoto, I used the wrong name.
Okay.
Kanishiro will say, you may want to change your email on your Vital Hearts. It's been compromised.
Your account has been compromised. Oh no! They're stealing all your stuff, all your DLC, all your loot boxes.
Oh well, I will do so. I mean, I already had my house compromised. So what's a little bit more?
All right, so you make a note that you have to do something with your account. Meanwhile, the two day job people who are in this chat.
I'm probably looking at it and going, do they even know what real job hours are? Hold up. I gotta text this back. So I'm gonna start typing. It's like, could we meet at 6 p.m. or something?
Yeah, it's like, guys, I had to
Completely
work.
oblivious to the real danger.
Crime doesn't sleep, apparently.
Oh gosh, one more way to differentiate the robot us from the real us. The real us will just spurn you if they can.
What about you, Chikai?
Probably just sitting down, reading the messages as they go by.
Yeah, it's like you guys are getting mixed up with crime. This is like the anime moment where you go, do I actually get messed up with crime? But when the anime's still mundane, it's like, oh,
Well,
like episode.
My room has already been broken into. They smashed my helmet, remember?
That's right. Are you, what was your personal motto again?
Oh, what a hero you have found in me.
Yeah, well, I don't know how that applies to having your stuff stolen, but...
No. Oh, what a victim you have found in me.
Can you be a hero to yourself for finding your own stuff?
No, remember
well,
I brought it over to Rahul's place. That's how I ended up at Rahul's place that one time.
And then they broke into Rahul's place. What are you getting mixed up in?
I don't know.
Well, Rahul wants to meet with you. What do you want to do about it?
I mean, I'll meet whatever location, as long as it's not work hours, as was already stated.
Okay, Rahul, do you want to meet them in a public place or a private place?
I suppose that some club that is loud, obnoxiously loud, and has some private tables.
So, a bar, just in time for Jakai to sell back carousing.
Which I've already done.
I guess that's be the anime moment where you put your hand to your head and say, thought I'd given up bars. Hate those places. So loud.
Obnoxiously so.
I don't understand any of the modern music or the people who hang out there. Just getting old.
Kids today.
There are plenty of obnoxious clubs of probably one of the Yakuza joints. You can. This is your area. You're reasonably streetwise. You can tell them. Meeting you in a public place doesn't require a roll. So I guess Jikai and Kenishiro agree to meet.
Yeah.
What about you, Griffin?
Yes, I will eventually come and meet them.
All right. Rahul, you're pretty close to the place, so you can go ahead and get in there. Does anybody want to do any other preparations before going to the club?
No.
Okay.
Can't think of any other way to prepare.
All right, you guys put on your clothes, get on the train. I would like everybody to make rolls of will and observation.
Do I have observation? Oh, yes, I do.
And if you have any procs that might apply to a roll like this, ask.
Well, what kind of thing we do? I don't think I have any procs that necessarily apply.
I got nothing.
Oh no, Jikai is wearing AirPods. He'll never notice in time.
I have flanking. I flank everyone and then get a.
Wow, Katsu also has AirPods on.
Streetwise?
Yeah, we'll count Streetwise as an extra.
Oh, we
success.
didn't actually roll the D8 there because I accidentally spammed a. There we go.
Clandestine.
Hey, I take my earpods out for a second.
Yeah,
Now,
and you
few
have to
successes.
you have to use plus signs instead of commas. I type commas too, so I hear your pain. Okay, Avery, you have Rahul has 2 successes. You already know the bar, and you find like a proper table with proper escape routes. If there's any signs of those 2 guys who attacked you earlier, the policeman and camera face or whatever, they don't show up. But then again, you have this escape route planned in mind. You think you've ditched them. And they probably don't have this SMS number, so you seem fine. The bar that you find has obnoxious karaoke. There's that weird Japanese thing of where there's women here that you can spend money to spend time with, but not actually prostitutes. Shrug.
Host.
Right. So, and there's the mahjong parlor in back if you want to lose money.
There is always one.
Yeah. But, so this looks like a disreputable crime joint where you could get in a lot of trouble, but this is your kind of trouble, Mr. Streetwise. And let's see, Griffin has 1. All right. So yeah, the 2 guys who rolled no successes at all. Get on the subway, put in your AirPods, listen to music. We have an anime montage where you guys sit there and go over your internal monologues, so you don't have to animate your faces.
They look straight down, yeah, so the face isn't seen.
Yeah. People complain that they don't like the way we mix CGI with 2D cell animation because the train cars look terrible. But we have lots of parallax shots of the city.
Oh, and Theta has it right. I had 2 successes.
Oh no, Avery, Rahul gets a second success because he's got Streetwise.
Oh, okay. I was just confused because you said Griff only had 1, so I thought you had them mixed up.
Oh, and yeah.
Well, if Streetwise helps, I do get at least 1 success.
Right. Well, in other words, because he told you, hey, a weird robot guy, but most importantly, I think Rahul mentions, one of them said he was a cop. So you are doing your standard thing of looking over your shoulder to see if you're being followed. And you have 2 successes. So, and you're the other criminal. Yeah, all right. So you guys take public transportation because this is Japan where public transportation works. And when you get on the overhead train, Katsu, you will notice that there are 2 guys. Sorry, 1 guy. There would be 1 guy who is wearing a hoodie, baseball cap, dark glasses, and one of those surgical filter masks. I mean, like, suspicious, King Suspicious, got on the same train with you, and when you move to another, since you have 2 successes, when you move to another car, followed you to another car. You think you have a tail.
That's not Katsu, that's Hiraku. I have no successes.
Oh, herpaderp. I confused the two of you. Oops, my bad. No, actually, there's no one following Hiraku. My bad. This will be funny when you get to the bar. No, I'm sorry. Pretend I said nothing. The people watching the anime know a lot more than you do.
Dun dun.
I
The suspense.
I think all of you live in different places, so you all converge separately, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, Griffin, since you rolled 2 successes, I'm going to rule that you get there first.
I get there first. Nobody's like around or following me. It's a nice little seedy criminal den. I can just go sit down, get a drink, and just go ahead and wait for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, the servers will the servers are giving Rahul a dirty look because there's it's supposed to be like a 2-drink minimum, and he's been nursing that tea since he got here.
Don't be stingy. Get another drink, and I'll literally buy him another one.
But but then later when all right, so this is where it gets a little weird, because then I guess Jakai will show up next because he's used to the city. And yeah, Jakai, when you walk in here, this is like the seediest bar you've ever been in. And you've been in some goofy places, but you are way off the beaten path of the, the salarymen.
Right.
It's the kind of thing you only see in the crime animes. Unfortunately, either Hiraku or Rahul has to come get you because you just wander around because they're so low profile you can't actually spot them. Mr. I rolled no successes and don't know anything about crime or bars anymore.
Gave it up. Gave it up for this game.
So always cracks me up how you sell stuff back. So I assume one of you guys finds Jakai with his deer in headlights look and grab him and pull him to the table.
Oh yeah, I imagine Hiraku literally just sticks his head out from around a corner and goes, "Hey, this way."
Where the hell is Katsu? Do you guys do anything while you're waiting for Katsu to show up?
I think it sounded like buying more drinks.
Is this a bar and grill, or is it just a bar?
Technically it's a grill. I'm guessing the noodles here are terrible.
Well, only one way to find out.
You buy some terrible noodles. They are indeed terrible.
I found out.
And the air has, that tinge of smoke because every now and then someone comes out of the mahjong parlor in the back and this whoosh cloud of tobacco smoke comes out because they're still smoking paper cigarettes because they're old people.
Weird old people. Get with the times.
They love their mahjong.
Electrical devices only.
Well, if you guys didn't do anything weird, when Katsu does show up, okay, since 2 of you actually have multiple successes, you will notice that after Katsu comes in, he starts looking around, and first of all, you guys go, "Oh my!" After Jakai showed up and said, "Could anyone look any more obvious?" Katsu, I think, has streetwise, so you actually wouldn't look too obvious.
And clandestine, so he would have dressed appropriately for it.
That is true.
So we have the comical moment where, the bartender goes, "Could anyone look more obvious?" And then right behind him.
Well, no, actually, he's got streetwise and clandestine, so he changed his look. So before Katsu shows up. No, actually, no. Katsu would show up first. So Katsu shows up, but a few minutes behind him, King Suspicious shows up, which is Katsu goes to the bar, doesn't immediately see you guys, and like sits down for a second and like whips out his phone to try and find out where you guys are. And a few minutes later, you see this guy come in. Like I said, he's wearing a hoodie. He's wearing dark glasses. When King Suspicious tries to come in, a large man who is at the door stops that guy and takes him outside to start talking to him. Those of you who streetwise would think, oh, that guy must be the bouncer who didn't hassle us because we didn't try to walk in here with our faces hidden.
Right, we didn't come in here acting suspicious and like fidgeting with like something on our belt hidden.
Right. That guy just looked kind of shady, so the bouncer takes him outside to have some polite words with him. I
Tell
guess
us when the bouncer comes hurling through the window.
Well, do you want to wait for that, or do you want to like wave Katsu over and tell him he was tailed?
I imagine as soon as like Katsu like finishes his message, he hears the beep from across the bar, and we just like all look over at him.
Well, you guys have a private table, but you guys wave him over. Okay, so the four of you are there. You know Katsu was tailed, but whoever it was is delayed outside.
Is that the person who's been bothering you?
I think so, yes.
Well, let's see. It's hard if it's the same person who was bothering you. They changed outfits because that's a different hoodie and a different mask.
Alright, be afraid, guys. They have the ability to change clothes.
They have a bigger wardrobe than I do. I'm scared already, actually.
Well, from back here, you couldn't get a good look, so you don't know if it's a different guy or the same guy in different clothes. So I'm just telling you what you know. One of you could try to go get closer. I assume you tell Katsu that he was tailed.
Definitely.
Should we find somewhere else to go before he comes in?
Well, we got the backroom parlors.
You mean the mahjong rooms?
Exactly.
There's also an emergency exit.
Which will set off an alarm.
Not at this place.
Which will
It's
not
like
set
they
off an
disabled
alarm.
alarms that inform law enforcement and such.
Yeah, there is an escape route out. There's the obvious escape route, but Rahul rolled a couple successes to get here, so he knows the way out.
Right. Maybe we should take it. I mean, I got my drink. I finished. Let's go ahead and change locale.
Okay, I have no problem with that.
The four of you will get up and leave. You wind up, since this is Japan with all those weird concrete buildings, you wind up in that ridiculously narrow alleyway that you always see in all the animes. And then
All single file.
Squeeze single file and wind up back into the street.
Yeah, preferably the one like, with two buildings between us and this guy.
Yeah. I think one of you will probably just go to your I don't know what PayPal app they use in Japan, but reconcile your bill.
Of course.
So, but yeah, you repair and go to I don't know, I guess a porn parlor.
Nobody will follow us in there, especially not robots. They have no need of it.
They have no need of porn. What is this?
We like go in, it's like, yes, we'd like a room for 4. Or something. I don't know.
It's probably a weirdo maid cafe, but you guys go somewhere else. You're not followed.
Hey, excellent.
Okay, so now that the four of you have privacy in a place that's quieter and more comfortable, if a little upscale, Rahul, you now know something or someone is following you, and someone's compromised Rahul's account. Rahul also can produce. He's got the headset. He has like a plastic bag with the headset in it.
So, what's this all about then? We're meeting all here. You have this guy following you. You have your hedge set. I mean, we were gonna do a land session or something. Yeah, you could have told me that.
LAN
Oh, what's
MMO
up?
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so basically, I tell them that I was using the headset uh, as a normal device without actually using hacks, because I was trying to determine whether the game can spot any differences in the headset itself. And these two guys came in, pretended to be police, but they were absolutely shady for police. And they essentially tried to break in. Unfortunately, one of them is definitely much stronger than I am. And while I was trying to kick their butts, I found out that they are essentially robots, because they certainly don't have anything else in the head but a camera.
You're shitting me.
Unfortunately, no.
So we have a bunch of Terminator robots policing for an MMO. I didn't know
Yes.
hacked items were this serious.
Do you guys remember when I went out to scope out that factory that was supposed to be abandoned and shit?
Yeah, isn't that the one where you found like the styrofoam coffin case?
Yep, I think that it has some connection with it.
Yeah,
This-
humanoid robots that can interact and mix with humans is something of conspiracy theory, not something actually is been seen in the real world.
I mean, are you sure it was a camera? I mean, like pulling out someone's eye, that's gotta be traumatic. Are you sure you're not just like covering it up psychologically? I mean, you are a criminal. I mean, you gotta have done this a lot, right?
I hit this guy with a huge ass drill bit. If the fact that he was still standing and trying to uh, fight me was pretty impressive in itself. But the fact, I mean, I saw metal in his face and not just screws in his jaw.
Aha. So what does this all mean for us then?
I am not sure. But I think we stepped on to something much more bigger than just an interesting game.
An interesting what?
An interesting game, MMO.
Well, Hiroku's gonna cross his arms and think for a little bit.
Do you guys remember in your acceptable use policy where you said you agreed to be hunted down by killer robots?
Yeah. What
Oh
about it?
man, I just forgot to read that part. Whoops, my
No
bad.
one reads
I
that
should have
part.
hit decline.
Electronic Arts got a lot of flack for doing that.
But yeah, I'm gonna start thinking it's like, well, we've already seen a bit of the advanced AI technology in the MMO itself, where we specifically got some of the NPCs to behave very irregularly. Not to mention the fact that they have plenty of algorithms in place to do procedural movement and actions and interactions.
Oh yeah,
I guess it wouldn't be too hard to like connect that to just like a some sort of robot of some kind. In which case, I suppose the same processes could work. But who builds advanced robots like that? I'm
Probably
pretty sure
the
the last
same
robot I
guy.
saw was just like a plastic torso on wheels.
Wayland Yutani.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Wayland Yutani is fictional.
Well, we got the Terminator already, so why not that too? I just kind of like look exasperated.
Well, don't forget also that you got that mysterious text message from someone who's spoofing Rahul's account on the game.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of forget. There's nothing we can do with that right now.
Oh, there'll be a boing on Katsu's phone because it's like, hey, this is Rahul. Rahul, didn't you still want to get together for crime things? As I am Rahul, a criminal who enjoys crime.
You
Yeah,
know, I bet I know what's going on. Whoever is spoofing this number, they're messing with us.
Well, that's from
Maybe there
the.
are some robots involved, but he's sending them after us. I refuse to believe that there's Terminators after us.
I have an idea, guys.
And I want to clarify, that's not his direct number. That's the game chat client.
I have an idea.
Right.
Raul, I'm gonna pull. Give a pen on you? No, wait, I've got a pen. I'll pull out my pen. Can I see your hand real quick?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna flip my pen over and take out the cap. But it has the letter opener in it. And I'm gonna cut Rahul's hand.
Gonna poke him to see if he
Hey.
bleeds.
Yeah,
Rahul bleeds.
okay. Gotta be sure. I mean, it's your story. If you're making it up, then it's your fault.
How do you know robots can't bleed?
It's only it that bleeds.
You can trust Jakai. He's a maintenance man.
He's genre savvy.
It's not the first time you had to bleed.
They ain't got time for it.
Yeah, so we have game chat clients on our phones.
Right.
If so,
Yep.
okay, if so, then he'll show the new message to Rahul and Ohira and Susanna or Jakai.
Right. Someone's messing with us through the game. We gotta find that person.
Well, if they're a robot, I don't want to find them. But then again, if they're
There's
just
no way it's a robot. Whoever's doing this obviously has access to these guys' technology and some sort of advanced sci-fi robot thing. I mean, I guess you beat them up pretty easily, Rahul, so I mean, I guess they're not that impressive.
we said they were stronger than him.
I landed a few hits, but I definitely did not beat them up.
Still, like I said, I refuse to believe that this is like some Terminator plot here. There's someone behind this. And I bet it's whoever's sending this message.
Well, we'll just meet him then.
So an ambush then?
Or we just meet them. Doesn't have to be an ambush.
Well, I mean, if they're already trying to kill Rahul...
Do we know that they're trying to kill Rahul?
Well, I think we
know,
could see it in
there's-
action then.
Well, I mean, they tried to get into his apartment. We know that, right? Do we know that they were trying to kill you when they got into your apartment?
I try let's see, I have the GMs here, so I'm trying to remember if they actually they just wanted to come in, but you wouldn't let them in, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so you actually don't know what their purpose was, but Rahul is like, hey, one of them was a robot. That's just weird.
Right, so maybe they just want to talk. So maybe we just go talk to them.
They were violently wanting to talk, so I am not so sure if it's a good idea.
Right, and as much as I don't want this to be a Terminator movie, yeah, I've seen enough robot invasions to know where this is going.
Well, how about I'm willing to go talk to them? How about
Alright,
Katsu?
so
You just get a place to meet. I'll go there, and then you guys just keep an eye out to make sure that I don't get got.
this is why I like you. You get to be the bait, and I get to safely watch from a distance.
I thought you liked me for my charming good looks and my suave attitude.
Well, it's another +1 in your favor. You're just building up all the likable traits.
Alright, set it up.
So I think we got a plan then.
All right, I'll set it up.
So,
I would like to get a proper weapon this time.
Okay, what skills do you have useful in getting proper weapons? I assume questioning and streetwise would actually help you with that.
I have streetwise, I have some influence, and I have fighting and craft if necessary.
Well, you are in the crime district of town, so getting a melee weapon such as a Tonto dagger would not be that difficult. If you actually get a firearm, that would be difficult.
right, and I suppose notably, I am no good with anything that is not shooting, I suppose, but I could work well with someone.
Well, but we're using the menu system, so I suppose if you just want to go ahead and find something, at this late hour or make a couple calls, I guess mind questioning and a bonus from Streetwise would definitely help. I mean, I could also see trying to, but I don't know if you want to spend time crafting an improvised weapon. Like, first of all, it's Japan. Getting a Tonto knife or something like that isn't that difficult, and crafting a gun or another's improvised zip gun would require, a special.
Or, just go to a hardware store and buy a nail gun.
Yeah, but those need an air compressor. I'm going to assume that you want to just go buy something rather than craft something. So I know you do have craft, but I'm guessing you probably just want to go buy something.
Say those require an air compressor, like you couldn't get that at the same store.
No, but then you're gonna look a little suspicious wandering around town wearing an air compressor.
Well, I'm not saying. Yeah, you also have to plug it into the wall. I'm just saying to have a shooting weapon at all.
Okay, no, I just watched Nail Gun Massacre, so.
Well, also in High School of the Dead, by the way, another Madhouse property, the guy makes a gun out of a nail gun. Because he is a gun otaku.
Well, I'm going to assume that Rahul is just going to go looking for one. So, Rahul, was that D6 your mind in questioning?
This one right here was just my assistance. So I'm giving someone else a D8, which presumably rolls.
There's an Avery roll where he rolled a single D6.
No, that was back for the observation.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and I guess Griffin knows this, but you don't know anything about crime.
No, but I know how to actually go up to people and start a normal social conversation, ask questions without seeming like a weirdo, unlike everyone else who can't make a phone call to another company and ask a question.
Well, if you guys want to find improvised weapons, then yeah. So that's going to be 1, 2. Does that include your D8 assist bonus from Griffin? Are you a team player or a regular player?
I am a regular player.
All right, so you do get a D8 assist bonus from.
Yes, this is with the assist.
Okay, with 3 successes, because you have Streetwise. Yeah, and it's like, well, okay, let's go ahead and get some weapons. You pretty much have your pick of, you could easily get, like I said, a Tonto or a Wakizashi or a Switchblade. And with 3 successes, if you guys really wanted to get a throwdown pistol, you could find one.
I'm gonna need a knife too. Should you want me to roll?
No, you guys can find all the melee weapons It's not that hard. They're not illegal in Japan. The hard part was finding weapons grade ones as opposed to the novelty ones. If you guys want to arm yourselves with fighting weapons, you can do so. So you guys can find. You guys know what tantos are, right?
Basically,
They're like
Japanese
short,
daggers.
one-sided blades.
Yeah, they're one-sided short blades that often called the head viewing daggers because you can spike a head on one. But the nice part is they're strong and concealable. They're basically they would be perfect for this purpose. If you want something else, let me know. But those you can easily find.